April 10th, which is Friday. It's now been 20 days since we've seen another human face. We're all starting to go a little crazy. I have Sam here to do the workout with me, and I'm going to explain the workout to him. He does not know what it is. Sam asks more questions than anyone, so if Sam understands this, you should as well. The goal today is to look at what's called a fatigue factor. So that looks at how much drop-off do we have. The components of fatigue factor would be one, like strategy or how fast you go out and knowing yourself, and then two, actually more physiologically, like your aerobic system. So we usually do this with a 400-meter run and then also a mile run, but we're going to make it easier and more individual, and we're just going to say we're going to do a minute run as our standard. That may be a 400, it may be less, it may be more. We don't know. It's probably a little bit less. So you're going to get a phone or a watch, and you're going to jog at a 75% can barely talk pace, a 1 minute distance. So just start jogging a minute. You can do this at a track. You can do this in your backyard. If you only got like 40 feet, you could do laps. See how many laps you can get in a minute. Feel free to grab your kids or a loved one or a stranger and do this with you. Or dogs. You're then going to rest 120 seconds, and we're going to do some stretches, and we'll all do this together. And then we're going to do 4 of that. It's not 4 minutes, right? It's just that length. So if you ran to the yellow house and back, you're going to run to the yellow house and back 4 times, right? If you did 8 laps in your backyard, you're going to do 4 times 8 is 32. You're going to do 32 laps for time. Okay, so we're not running 1 minute and 4 minute. We're seeing how far we can go in 1 minute, and then we're doing that distance 4 times, and then we're going to come back and look at that. So if it takes us, obviously it's going to take us 60 seconds to that first distance. If it takes us 240 seconds or 4 minutes, that would be a fatigue factor of 0. We won't see that. Elite runners have fatigue factors of 7. I think the average CrossFitter is more like a 25. It depends on what we do. But that's what we're going to play around with. So I'm going to stay on the video. What I want everyone to do now, we're not going to stretch or anything. We're just going to immediately go jog for 60 seconds. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, just sit right in front of me. Silly dogs.
All right, so that was our 1 minute distance. We went down and back. And so now we're going to go into 30 seconds of a Spider-Man stretch. Sam, you know what Spider-Man stretch is?
Nope.
Okay, you're going to get like me. So he's going to bring his left elbow to his left foot, lower, 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 take his right hand, put it on his head, and look up to the ceiling. Look up that way. There we go. So he should feel this in his left low back, a little bit in his right shoulder. Woo! I'm out of shape. Go ahead, switch sides, 30 seconds per side. The reason we're doing this is making a full running workout is, 1, it's very accessible, and 2, we did goals for March, and so many of us, our goals were to get better at running. And so what better time to do it, and rather than just going for a jog like we usually do, we're going to actually put some thought into this. Next, can you hold the camera? So you go to a wall, we're going to do what's called a wall drill. So I'm going to come here, reach my leg back, and then drive up. Reach my leg back and drive up. And so what I'm looking on, think about keeping my chest in front of my body, reaching my hip back, and then triple extension. So the same way we snatch with triple extension, we're going to do the same thing with running. So you're going to do that for 30 seconds per leg. And now, I'll steal this. We're going into our second run. So now we're doing that distance we just did 4 times, and we're going to time that. Don't just do it. That's exercise. Exercise does not reach goals. What you don't track, you don't change. So go ahead and now do your that first distance 4 times with a clock, and we'll meet up in a few minutes.